Welcome to No Match for a Blaster, Star Wars role-playing podcast, episode 18, In the Marathon Shadow. I'm your host and wearer of stylish half-capes, Ito Davis. If you're new here, No Match for a Blaster is an actual play podcast featuring the Morality Plays crew playing the Star Wars role-playing system by Fantasy Flight Games. But this week is a special episode as we welcome our first guest star, Aaron Burkett of Minion Works Podcasts. He'll be hanging out with us today, and if you enjoy his antics, go check him out. Now, next Friday, on Star Wars Day, we'll be officially launching our Patreon page. Patreon is a voluntary subscription service that allows you to support the content you love on a monthly basis. In return, you'll get all kinds of cool rewards. First and foremost, we'll give you a shout out on the show. You'll get access to our Patreon feed where you'll be able to listen to our episodes days before anyone else, and you may even get a chance to name an NPC, or receive a Life Day card signed by the whole crew. To make sure you don't miss any of our big updates, like when we launch Patreon, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. This is also a great place to see our new banner art by Jackal Designs. Thanks, Jasmine. And of course, we'd like to take a moment to shout out one of our awesome iTunes reviewers. Thanks, TestTaker2296. There's a lot of numbers. Thanks, TestTaker. We're excited for you to follow our story too. So, initiate stealth mode on your fighters, because we're returning to the crew of the Atheon as they enter hyperspace on the way to discover the fate of the Marathon.
Previously on No Match for a Blaster. Refugees from Hoban have fled the moon in search of safety from the coming war. But the First Order had other plans for them. When the Marathon was waylaid, hundreds of passengers found themselves once again in danger. With the help of the New Republic Defense Force, Remy Drobash and Cassian Kamaya Saris have embarked on a mission to save any bystanders who may remain on the ship, as well as gather intelligence to aid in the fight against the First Order.
Good morning, everybody. So, for this session, we're going to have a new player with us. Good friend, Aaron.
Hooray!
Yay!
Hi.
He's going to be playing somebody, and there's been speculation of who,
Yes.
and there's been no correct speculation. They were having a field day trying to speculate who you were.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that I failed everybody, whatever their goals were, their targets were.
Yes, you failed completely. Hang your head in shame and say do.
So, you just jumped into hyperspace. There are 2 smaller transport vessels and 1 Corvette. And right before you jumped, you found out your old friend Blip is actually piloting the other
Blip's
transport.
here.
Yep. So, on your transport, there's the main pilot, there's, you jumped into the co-pilot seat, there's Cassie and Remy in the back, and I'll say there's like one other guy on foot in the back also. In the other transport, there's roughly about 6 people, somewhat technical crew, a fighter or 2. But you guys don't have a lot of people going on this mission. Yeah. Do you guys remember why you're going out here?
We're going to the place where they essentially waylaid the Marathon.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Marathon heavy transport, big old ship that went to Hoban, sat in Atmo from episode 1. See, episode 1. And everybody on Exodus Day 2, via the Titanic, all spent all their hard-earned space creds to get transport the heck off of that moon.
I mean, if you want to talk about Exodus Day 2, I think that's episodes like 1 through 9. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, if I ever reference the sandstorm, it's just
the
like...
day took a couple of months.
Yeah. See every episode before this one.
What are we, Marvel Comics?
Yeah.
More like Dragon Ball Z.
But, I mean, if Marvel,
okay,
but if Marvel Comics wants to sponsor the show, so that'd be fine, too.
Yeah.
Or Dragon Ball Z.
Or Dragon
Ball Z. I'd be okay with that, too.
Oh, my God.
But not those terrible DC people.
So, the Marathon, after leaving Hoban, got waylaid, apparently, because you guys got to interact with someone who fled the waylaying back on Hoban, and you guys fought some TIEs and some stormtroopers with rocket launchers, which was fun. You guys didn't keep any of the tubes, huh?
I feel like we had left something with the colony, right?
Yeah, you left at least one tube. You at least
to them.
There were only 2 tubes. So.
Okay, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
See what you can figure out about the waylaying. So
we were asked
we were
to...
voluntold.
Yeah. We were voluntold.
Well, yeah. You guys wanted to
I wanted to help, though, yeah.
I believe what you guys did, you traded...
Well, yeah, that's the volun part.
I believe what kind of happened is you kind of horse traded the Hoban's rough and needs protection, and then it's like, we don't have very many people. And it's like, I'll tell you what, we'll help you with this thing. We'll help you with this thing if you remilitarize this, this staging platform on Hoban. I don't have a name for the Corvette. Do you guys want a name? Somebody got a name for the ship, the bigger of the 3?
Raptor.
The Raptor?
Yeah, the Raptor. Yeah. I'm good with that.
Okay. So, the Corvette that left the Detritus system with you is called the Raptor. It jumped into hyperspace before y'all, and then the two transports jumped in. You spend a few hours in hyperspace.
I thought it was like 8 hours or something, wasn't it?
It's like a weird triangular formation, so it could be a little short or longer. Who cares? It's a few hours narrative, but you guys have I've already given you guys time to what do you guys want to do?
Plot amount of time, you say?
Plot amount of time, yeah.
Yeah, that was. I just thought you said
no. You guys
I remember you saying 8. I thought
you guys went for backup,
right.
So it's a plot -1. It's so.
Dang it.
The long streets of light slowly coalesce back into single points as you come out of hyperspace. When you jump out, you come behind a pretty large gas giant. You see the Corvette in front of you, and you see the other transport off to your left. A person who's in the co-pilot seat at least sees this. And you start hearing a bit of chatter from the flight crew of the Raptor to the 2 transport pilots.
Is this like Rogue One small?
Which one? The
one we're in. Like, how small is the ship we're in?
It's pretty small. It's about okay, so it's Rogue One sized. But yeah.
Sure,
Rogue One is about the right size, yeah.
Okay, so it's easy to see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, you got to climb a little ladder and then peer over someone's shoulder for you guys, for people who aren't in the front bit, yeah.
That's the kind of thing I would do, though.
But you kind of hear the chatter, especially Kamaya, arrived at rendezvous. We should be clear of their sensors behind the gas giant. Roger. So what they're doing, they're coming in. You guys came in behind the gas giant, and the sensors won't penetrate through the planet, obviously. And what they're going to do is they're going to send the transport into very high atmosphere of the planet, roll around so you guys can get an eyeball on the Marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't know how much activity there still is from the First Order.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So that makes a little more sense, because I didn't know there was a planet here. I just thought it was like this jump coordinates into space, and then
you're like,
second one.
Hey, everybody.
Like, what are we going to find in deep space? Like, nothing. Like,
yeah. The Corvette takes position, ready to give fire support if necessary. The 2 transports start to bank into high atmo. You see the clouds of the gas giant come over the top of the ship. And visibility is almost nil. And then an overlay comes over the front screen, and it gets all nice and 80s, digitized, 70s. It's old. And you start move around to be in view of the Marathon. And what you see is the Marathon and all of its grand, crazy amount of size. The amount of people that were actually taken off of Hoban was, a few hundred, but you know that it could have housed thousands, right? It's a massive, massive, massive person-moving ship. And you see it. It's still locked in position. It's not like in a free spin or anything like that. And what you do see is about 4 TIEs and one ship a little bigger than the Raptor, a little bigger than y'all's Corvette. The information that you guys got from the survivor, the person who ran away from the thing, said that there was a massive ship. Like, goofy, huge. One that he's never seen before. And that doesn't seem to be here anymore.
Okay, so what we just see is the ties.
Yeah. 4 ties and then like another Corvette.
Let's hope we have the advantage of surprise.
Yeah. You don't see any real damage to the Marathon. It's hard to tell. You don't have sensors. You're not able to actively scan it because obviously that's the entire point. Is that if you could scan them, they could scan you. And everybody in the back can have like headphones on and able to talk via like it's a helicopter.
All right. You said 4 ties.
Mm-hmm.
All right, got eyes on them. There's 4 ties and a Corvette here. No sign of the larger ship that was mentioned before. Ship doesn't seem to have any outside damage from what I can see, but hard to say if there's anything else going on with it.
So what's the plan?
Do we have guns?
I assume right now that, like, we're not considered to be authorities on what happens in this situation right now. Like we're not in charge of this.
No, you guys.
No. I mean, I figured more we were in charge of the investigation, but if there was any kind of, space fight, we wouldn't be the ones deciding tactics and whatnot.
So, like, does somebody chime in on comms who's supposed to be in charge of that? Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, the pilots will relay information back to the captain of the Raptor, and you'll hear some deliberation on, his flight crew and, tactics officer and stuff like that. Well, there's a chance we could win in a direct firefight, but it's not likely. We could try and peel them away from the vessel and get you on board. Initially, it looks like the Marathon might be able to still get out of this area.
If there might still be people on board, then we need to try to get them off. Or away, at least.
It might be worth it, even if there's that chance. The other locations that we've seen where the First Order has captured ships, we've only caught them weeks later. For them to still be here at all, there must be something on that ship that they still need.
Well, let's make sure they can't get it.
I don't disagree, but it does sound like a big risk for a speculative reward. I mean, we don't know if there's anyone on that ship or if there's, in fact, anything they need on there.
We don't know that there's not anyone on that ship.
If there's even a chance that someone could be on the ship, then we need to go and make sure, right?
Yes.
All right. What's the plan, Captain?
Well, I don't have any good plans, but the plan we can do is that the Raptor can jump just right outside of the cover from the gas giant. The First Order might see this, and then the 2 transport vessels may be able to evade enough sensor range to be able to dock with the Marathon. Once you're on board, we can do evasive maneuvers. How long do you think you would need on the ship if you're unable to get its hyperspace capabilities back online? We can come back around.
Well, I couldn't tell you without seeing the damage. It could be a matter of flicking a switch. It could be a matter of rewiring an entire deck.
And we don't know what kind of resistance we're going to meet once we get on to the Marathon.
If they had a bigger ship out before, they could have left people that are still on that ship. There could be stormtroopers there.
Well, once you're on board, we're going to be out of communications range if we're doing evasive maneuvers out of the area.
That's fine. Just get us on that ship, and I think we can handle the rest.
If we don't hear back from you in 8 hours, I'll come back with any additional forces I'm able to muster. No, it wouldn't be 8 hours because that's how long the original trip took. He'll set up a jump location outside of this place, and you can either meet him with the Marathon.
He wants us to pilot the ship out of there.
Yeah, or he can come back at a set amount of time to try and back you up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we get to the ship's communications hub, we should be able to contact him from that, though, right? Like the smaller ships, not so much. But we should be able to contact him from the ship's comms.
They'll exchange, long range comm, information and stuff like that. Yeah.
Exchange numbers. Yeah. Yeah.
Give me them digits.
Yep. So the Raptor does a very small jump in relative planetary space, Boo boo.
From the inside of the Raptor, they see, the lines start to stretch a little bit, and then they stop.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Sounds really
stretching.
anticlimactic.
Pull.
Did it even go? Or where are we?
I mean, yeah, because like the planet was to our left, and now it's to a little more to the left. So
I'm not sure that makes a good discussion point. So the planet was to our left. Yes. Now it's more to our left.
It's also
that's what
still
happens
to our
in
left.
orbit.
we're in our
It was at 1 o'clock. Now it's at 5 o'clock.
So after it jumps in, you start to see that the First Order Corvette starts to slowly move, and you see the ties, like they do, start doing kind of nice swoops and stuff like that, and they start moving too. And
Swooping is bad.
Which ship was my friend on?
your buddy
Was he
is on
on
the other
the Raptor?
transport.
Okay, where's that one going?
It's going with you, because it also has... So the other transport has more kind of technical crew, and then maybe like one soldier. Yeah, the idea is that they were kind of assuming kind of a forensic kind of investigation, and even though you
Right.
guys are heroes, and I know that if any
They don't know that.
if any plot's going to get found out, it's going to happen by player characters, but they still sense like an engineer and a slicer and all that kind of stuff too.
Right.
So the two transports are in very high atmo of the gas giant. You have a pretty good little run until you get to the Raptor starting to put its ass towards the First Order one and starts to move at pretty high power. And the First Order starts to pursue. Both ships start to pull away from your space. Once it gets far enough away, once the Raptor starts to leave your normal sensors range, you see firing start to happen on the Raptor. And then the two transports start to make their move.
All right, we're on the clock. Let's go.
So I'm gonna need a roll. Oh, first off,
Light side.
yeah,
Light
dice.
side, dark side.
Let's
Hold on.
side.
Let me.
Let's side our side.
Clear the pool.
Destiny.
All right.
Clear the pool.
Easy. All right, do it. Roll.
I mean, it's like one button.
Yeah, but it's on a sheet that I never
right.
use except for this
One
part.
dark side.
Ooh.
2 light side.
2 light side.
Nice.
I pushed a button. I don't know if it worked.
You got it. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
You got one light side. So
Alright,
we're
cool.
at 5 light side and 1 dark side.
Yep.
There we go.
The force is with us.
Fun.
I spin all the light side and we win the game.
Yeah.
Yay!
Da-na-na.
We'll use light side points, so you'll get your dark side.
Somewhere Kylo Ren is monologuing, and he gets a cashew stuck in his throat, and his new nut allergy just overtakes him, and he falls over.
Oh, yeah.
Da-da-da.
That's what he gets for trying out Brazil nuts for once.
He has a small lightsaber EpiPen that is just out of reach, and then he falls over.
Aw.
Aw,
He goes, "Bzzz." No.
poor Kylo Ren.
I'd like to point out that like a lightsaber EpiPen would be awful because it would cauterize the entry point, and so it wouldn't actually enter.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause it would
that's
all be scarred and
terrifying.
sealed.
So you start to pull away, and I want to see if maybe any of the ties see. Let's see if anybody sees you. There's a small chance.
So, piloting check?
Yeah, but it's going to be for none of you guys are piloting, but
Co-piloting check.
yeah, sure. So yeah, you're helping the main pilot.
Can I make a passengering check?
Bobby, if you want to roll for them, they're going to have 1 green, 2 yellow, and then you can give them a blue die.
Sure.
Against,
What's their difficulty?
Their difficulty is going to be 2 red.
2 red.
Yeah, and you guys can spend some of those delightful light side points. You guys got a lot. Give me some if you want to. You can spend some of those.
You say that like we don't spend light side points. We'll spend them.
Well, yeah, you guys got 5 right now, you greedy
I know.
SOBs.
That's not our fault.
Yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? I was just gonna see if he could do it.
Exactly. What's the worst thing that could happen? We could blow up. Let's do a straight up roll.
Okay.
Yay.
3 successes and a threat. 3
Okay.
successes and a threat.
A threat happens. You don't know what it is.
Okay.
My favorite kind of threats. Something happened off screen.
Oh, I want to point out that the blue die has an advantage and a success on there, so clearly I helped.
You did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. The transports move very quickly towards the marathon.
spilled my coffee. That was a threat.
Oh yeah.
Why did you still have calf? We've been in here for hours. It's gotta be cold by now.
It's still calf.
All resistance ships have cappuccino makers. It's just you
Oh
can't.
no, I got a thermos
Oh, man,
full
I
back
did
at
not-
the station.
I did not think resistance ships would be that nice.
I mean, if you're running the resistance, it runs on caffeine.
Right, because it sure as hell doesn't have people.
Oh, that is absolutely like an ad somewhere. That's like a billboard somewhere. The resistance runs on calf,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it's like
That's
the brand of calf.
The cappuccino makers were actually a stipulation in collective bargaining. The Resistance Fighters Union really won on that one.
Yeah. Bob, you need to write down Carillion calf.
Do I need to go write the resistance runs on calf?
Because you know what? We're going to do ads eventually. So so the transports swoop
I'll do
in.
that.
There's some docking bays that have the, nice blue force field hum. It's not like real, it's the airlock kind of force field. You come in, and it's not till you get really close that the actual scope of this, it's totally not a miniature, massive ship really kind of comes into focus and just blots out all of your peripheral vision, and you realize that the docking bay you're coming in is, 15, 20 stories tall of a kind of a bay area, and it's just this small little spot of the ship, and you come in and you land. And you see tons and tons and tons and tons of little bitty, transport vessels about the same as yours. And when the resistance fighters come in, they when they park among all these other small little ships, it blends in pretty close. Because also the Marathon / all of the ships that would be used to get the people off of Hoban, it was very hodgepodged. If you squint really hard, you see that, some of the graphic designers just got really lazy and there's just a few squares. Reference to Magic School Bus in the background. It's thrown in there. They just threw.
There's obviously some sort of spaceborne Monte Carlo.
Yeah. It's just someone spent like $30 on the asset store to just fill in the back row. It's fine.
It's very Ice Pirates.
Yeah. But you land, and there's a nice satisfying shh, and then there's a nice little light fog, and the doors open, and the loading ramp comes out.
All right, I've got my rifle.
Yep. Remy is the first one through the door. Guns out.
Great.
Perception or what? What do you want me to? Do I
Yeah.
see anybody?
Yeah, give me a group give me a group perception.
Ooh,
I got 3 green.
Perception.
I got your perception.
Difficulty is easy with a black die.
Easy with the black die.
Yeah.
Success and a threat.
Okay.
Oh, look out for the thing I don't see.
You land, the doors open, you walk out, everyone's kind of looking around. It's almost like a stadium before any of the real shows happen. It's very kind of dark. It has a bit of that safety light, dusk feel to it. And then as you guys start to move around a little bit and look around, you do notice that the lights start to warm up and the place gets more and more and more and more bright. You see rows and rows and rows of ships. Cassie, it's actually kind of nice. Like all these ships, all these parts.
None of them are my ship, and that's just salt in the wound. So.
It looks pretty clear. Long ago, this ship would have had some defense guns at the mouth of the loading bay. It doesn't have that anymore. They used to be there.
Okay.
You see the structural points where that would have been, but it has long been pulled apart.
All right. Where should we start?
Remy is obviously looking for combatants. I mean, no stormtroopers. So any people? Did I see anybody? Just ships.
Nope, just ships. All quiet.
Well, why don't we go to where all the warning lights are, up to the flight deck?
Remy's obviously moving cover to cover. I mean, this is a boarding action, right? I mean, he's assuming there are hostiles here that he's going to have to fight, and so that's what he's doing. Moving cover to cover, guns out.
Yeah.
What's your theme song as you do this? That's playing through your mind.
Yeah. I know this as well.
It's the Mission Impossible, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can he be like humming it under his breath as he moves from cover to cover?
How very Emperor's New Groove.
In my head, it's what is it? Dead or Alive. I don't know why.
That's okay with me.
He's Remy Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
On a steel horse. he
Going
rides.
down in a blaze of glory. That
Remy,
It's a little
do
bit
you
of a
have
Star Wars name, actually.
Remy? Do you have a middle name? Because it can be Bon Jovi if you want.
Please.
No.
I mean, you just throw one extra accent in there, and it's very Star Warsy.
That is a long ass name, Remy Bon Jovi Drobash.
I mean, it has a
That's
ring
not
to
that
it.
It's
It could
pretty
just
good.
be. It could be just like Remy John Drobash. Yeah, because John Bon
John
Jovi.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's what Remy's doing.
Okay.
Okay, great. So assume the other people are landing and coming out as well.
Yep. They're most of the other technical crew are using the sensors on the transports themselves to try and communicate with the Marathon computers and get more information. This place is absolutely massive. And while there are, a handful of soldiers and they're taking kind of, they're doing the kind of same thing that Remy does where they're taking positions around the place to see if there's anyone there and, give fire support and all that kind of stuff. Right now there's nothing to shoot at. Cassie, I don't know if you even say that out loud, that you want to go to, what'd you say, the flight deck? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, Kamaya asked. That was what I said out loud. But she's just standing at the base of the ramp, like just looking around the room and right in the open.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any weapons out. I mean, she's got her staff in her hand. But,
She's got her stick.
yep, her big stick.
NPCs do computer checks, and then after a moment,
Does Blip come out?
Yeah.
Or does Blip stay?
Blip's going to come out and he's going to talk to you guys. Hey, NPC's going to talk to you. Yay.
Yay.
All right.
Fancy seeing you here, Blip.
Yeah, same to you, Red. Holy criff.
She goes to hug him.
Yep.
Glad to see you got out okay.
Yeah. Blip is a... Oh, it's my favorite alien. I forgot what they're called. Blip is a chiss. I love chiss. Just the best. He comes out. He's a little shorter than average. He's nice, big, warm hug. He has a data pad in his hand. It's crazy seeing you out here, Red. So now I know where you went after the First Order did their hit.
I had to go home. Had to see my family.
Well, we're here to try and help as much as possible. We got
Cuff.
Blip, meet Cassie. This is my cousin Cassie Saris.
He goes for a hug.
Cassie.
She'll let him hug.
I guess.
And she's got a big grin on her face.
Sorry, what was her name? What was his actual name?
Civ Tillisk.
All right, Cassie. This is Civ.
Red's never mentioned you.
No?
No.
Yeah.
Were you in school together?
Yeah, it was in flight school.
We have so much to talk about.
I'm sure we could tell you plenty stories.
Oh, yeah, Red Kid. Oh.
I'm sure Red can. Isn't that right, Red?
Yeah. I don't think she's catching on to you saying her name, like saying Red over and over again. Just like, yeah.
No, Red never shares stories of her time in flight school.
I've told you all about flight school.
You have never mentioned a blip before in your life, Red.
Well, now you're just being rude.
So...
I'm just telling the truth, Red.
So...
You can...
Blip looks... Blip
It's a
looks
normal
over...
thing that happens in flight school. You get a call sign.
Blip
Getting awkward.
Blip looks over at Remy. Help me.
We have so much to talk about, Blip. She grabs Blip's arm in a friendly way, proceeds to walk on towards the flight deck with him, and she's going to quiz him closely about flight school and all the trouble they got into.
I feel like Cassie, or I feel like Kamaya puts a hand on Cassie's shoulder. I mean, at the moment, hold on a sec. We got to wait for everybody to be ready, because I see like other people are kind of prepping, grabbing their supplies and stuff. Just like, let's go together.
They'll catch up.
We don't know who's on the ship, Cassie.
This is how we find out, Red.
You're really upset about this.
No, I'm very amused by it, actually. And she is smiling. She clearly is enjoying this. If we're going to peel the curtains back a little bit, Cassie just found out that Red has this whole life she doesn't talk about. And she wants to know. This is all curiosity.
Kamaya is just kind of like confused because Cassie's being weird. I feel like she has to look over at Blip and just feel like, sorry, family's weird.
No, it's cool. So, and he like desperately is like white knuckling the data pad, being like as
and that's
if,
a lot.
That's
Because he's blue.
It's blue, yeah. So his knuckles go sky blue, like
Aww.
He's sky bluing the data pad.
So mean.
So, most of the crew is gonna stay here to make sure that we have a way out if we need to get out. Some of our technicians are going to try and make their way to one of the system hubs. Right now, we don't actually have a full scan of the layout of the internals of the ship. I don't know how the ship was made, but it's a bit it's a bit crisscross and windy. No turbo lift's going to take us directly to the flight deck or anything. But we have
that's just inconvenient.
Yeah, we did find one path to the closest system hub though, so hopefully from there we can figure out more information.
I'll point
Great.
the way.
All right, let's get going.
Yeah.
So, have you met anybody else? Anybody else make it out?
Oh, one or two. I saw Skeeves. He's doing supply runs, a little more to the core. Things are a bit stressed. The KIAs come back every once in a while. A few more names on the list, but
I hate to ask. Have you heard from Gray?
no. He's still MIA. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought so. No, it's not okay. But...
Yeah. Yep. This is what we were training for, is the war to come back, huh? So.
Yeah, well, it came back.
Yeah, it did.
That got grim and heavy, which Cassie does not say out loud. She's going to go leave them now. She's just going to quietly fade away now. This is fun when everybody's in a good mood, but if you guys are being all grim and dark, no.
Claire, there's a 100% chance that you saying that phrase is going to be in the preview.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen.
What?
No, I already used that one. I can't do that one again.
No, we've done that one.
We
did that one last time.
He goes up to the doors and he kind of puts up the data pad, clicks it in real quick, takes a moment or two, pops open. You guys start walking down the hallways. They start to light up as you walk through them and everything. And you do see signs, like you do see, personal items and stuff like that on the floor, like people are kind of running. You don't see blood. There's some signs of struggles, but yeah.
Any like burnt marks like from blaster fire?
No, you don't see any. Well, you see some, but they're very, very old.
Okay.
Okay, is it all the technicians and us and pilots? And...
No, you guys got one PC. You got Blip.
Okay, so
Us
it's
and Blip.
Yeah.
it's Remy out front doing his singing to himself, and then Kamaya and Blip in the middle.
On a
Cassie
steel
taking up the
horse
rear
I
there.
ride. You just in his head.
Yeah, okay. Cassie's kind of dawdling behind a little bit just because she's taking time to like look at stuff. But if she notices she's getting too far behind, she'll kind of run and catch up. And I'm not trying to separate her from the party.
All right, give me perception. I guess it's gonna be another group perception. Like I would say,
How difficult is our perception?
this one's going to be an average, just 2 purple.
2 purplies. Okay. There we go. 2 successes.
All right. You're walking by and you see, like, you see, like, clothes or, there's obviously, like, a really depressing, like, little stuffed wampa, on the ground and stuff like that. And you kind of going through and something kind of catches your eye and you go down and there's this kind of like a medical bracelet, but it's oddly metallic. And you go down and you pick it up and it actually has kind of a it has images moving on the surface of it. So it's just like a regular medical bracelet. Like, it's very thin and kind of plastic, but has a metallic sheen on it, and it actually shows like it's trying to read vital signs.
Okay, first of all, I picked up the stuffed wampa.
Yep.
And its head is now sticking out of my backpack.
All right, write that down.
Yeah. And then, I'll pick that up and look at it.
Yeah. It looks like like this is pretty... You've probably never seen tech quite of this flavor, because it is of that kind of very fancy, new, shiny kind of thing that hasn't made its way out to Hoban. Yeah, you pick that up. You're towards the back, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. People can notice it or not notice it. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm talking to Blip.
Okay. Yeah, remember that time you threw up in the first time you ever rode the 0G machine? Oh, man. It was space, corn, and oats everywhere. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's because Meteor upped the gravity on it by, like... Bobby doesn't know measurements, so...
G's are... 1G is Earth.
Things. Yeah.
That's so what you're used to? That's one.
They added a couple G's on there, way past what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, those guys. This is normal hazing. What's a little vomit between friends?
Where you been? What have you been doing?
Oh, well, after everything happened, a good few of us that were out doing missions, we got scooped up by the rest of us. Kind of just moved along with the Republic Defense Force, and just yeah. So lately I've been doing my thing, high stealth runs, some smuggling just to get through the high traffic areas that the First Order have been seeing. Just trying to keep my head low. Doing good where we can, but yeah.
Good. I mean, and I ended up getting out of there, right before everything went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had me stuck on escort missions this time. I got out of there right before everything went down.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, because they targeted those planets because of the high profile of well, I mean, yeah. In one swoop, the entire New Republic, just as you get to as you're doing the good old walk and talk, you get to the first bay of turbo lifts. About half of them are working. So if we go up here about, good gosh, 76 levels, we should be pretty close to the first systems relay.
All right, let's get going.
You go up to it, and you see a device on the main control panel that is very clean and very white, and has a touchpad, not buttons, which is weird.
Do I know what that is?
No, but Blip is like, looks like some First Order monitoring equipment. He looks around like, are you? Any of you guys good with slicing?
Cassie, you're up.
Oh, now I'm included in the conversation. Let me see this thing. And she puts that little bracelet thing in a pocket.
Okay.
And starts seeing what she can see about this thing.
So it looks like it's the First Order have kind of put these in kind of have made their own systems relays running through different parts of the ship. So since the ship is so massive, and they only had even if they had a massive ship, this to waylay this one, there's no way they could monitor everything. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. So give me a computer's black die, because you're not super familiar with First Order tech, and it's going to be hard. So 3 purple and a black.
Failure and a threat.
I mean, well, now we figured out that it's nefarious, but does it doesn't do anything but be nefarious, as far as I can tell?
Well, You don't think it's
I
gonna?
hope that's what you tell us.
Well, no, I'm asking the game master first.
You don't like. It's not weaponized. You know?
Yeah, but I'm not. But it doesn't do anything useful for us.
No. So like you're not able to like disable it, and you're not able to get more information out of it. But you're pretty sure that if you use the lifts, that somebody might know, and that information is going to get relayed with like location.
Okay, but as far as I can tell, it won't stop us from using the lift.
You don't think it will.
Okay. Having done the dice rolling,
Yeah.
and the failure and the threat,
Yeah.
which did happen, not trying to bypass that,
Mm-hmm.
I casually pull out a blaster and shoot the panel.
You shoot the panel. Okay.
And then
Excellent,
put my
because
blaster
I was
back.
going to offer to do that if you didn't.
Yeah.
That's
And
what you
say-
do with things, right?
Say, yeah, and then I turn and say, okay, it's taken care of.
Because this is Star Wars, when you shoot the panel, all doors either open or close, depending on what their state was originally. All right.
So,
Yeah, the thing is broken.
Okay, so we can go up.
All right. But like hesitantly walks in. So, all right, this is gonna be that kind of mission. All right, yeah, the 76 levels up. I hope I said 76 before. All right, he plugs the data pad into the, the controls inside the lift, and you guys start going up. It takes about 12 minutes. Oddly precise enough that later on I'm gonna say a different number and it's gonna be off.
Is there awkward elevator music?
It's yeah, whatever. Like it's it's like it's the Aqualish, a girl from Ipanema kind of a thing. Yeah,
Aquanima.
yeah. It's you can kind of figure out that if this music were playing underwater, it would sound about the same. So it sounds terrible, but all right. Lift goes up and does a satisfying ding, because that's what they do. Opens up and yeah, you see more signs of struggle, and you see a disaster of tools just kind of laying around places. You're definitely
That's disgusting.
yeah. It's like there are Phillips and flatheads everywhere, and
Yeah, no. Look at the do you see what they did with the Hydro Spanner?
yeah. Through the grate, because there's always a walking grate over everything. You see
I'm gonna be
like
sick.
balanced a like 3/4 socket thing just laying there, and you're like, somewhere there's a set that will forever go without.
I'm sorry, little tools.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You're currently on an engineering level. They have them every once in a while. And
Home
yeah,
sweet home.
it is the lights start to slowly warm up, but they're also that kind of yellow hum to it. Yeah. In a larger room, you see a really big octagonal engineering like computer array, and there is a comm bead like duct taped to one of the side banks of the computers. The computers are tall, of course, because Star Wars, and it kind of is blinking.
Does blinking mean like transmitting, or does blinking mean
So,
it's somebody's calling? Is this a ringtone?
I'm gonna say that comm beads are two-way unless otherwise set. I'm not gonna make you do the if you're holding down the button, you can't talk or you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm not doing that thing because that's gonna get real annoying real quick, and I have to edit later. So, Aaron, you have been aware of them for the most part when they entered the bay, and you have you have some information, so you understand. You saw them move up in the lift, and you had enough time in that 12 minute, whatever it was, minutes.
12.
And you put that there, and so now you're able to. You don't know who they are,
Right.
you know who they're not, which is nice.
Yeah, got that going for him.
Yeah. So you put the bead there.
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's my bead. It's always been my bead. Even when it wasn't.
And you have duct tape, so you have space.
Oh,
duct
that's
tape.
great.
Yeah.
I have gaffer tape. I got
You
it.
have gaffer tape.
So, is this... is this, like, obvious? Or
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
We step out the thing, and that's the first thing we see.
Well, you walk down a small little hallway to a bigger room that's big bank of engineering computers and all that kind of stuff and readouts, and then right on the side of this big gray side panel of a computer is duct taped with a big cartoon X of duct tape, a combi that's blinking red.
But yeah, what does it blinking mean though? Is it like transmitting right now? Is that what that means?
Yep.
Okay.
So later on, whenever you guys want to do something like hide a comm bead somewhere to listen in or do something, it's going to blink unless you know. And it's for some reason the LED in that is...
Yeah,
Put
shut down the
tape
diode.
over the light. Yeah.
Yeah, if only the person that had taped this here had some duct tape or gaffer's tape.
Yeah.
To put over
Maybe
the light.
they could have taped over the light.
Or it's not intentionally a listening device and more of a way to set up a two-line communication because you're misinterpreting. No way.
That
That's
seems
crazy.
entirely impossible.
That's
We don't-
ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I forgot we don't trade craft here.
But yeah,
Yeah, so Remy will notice that and take the tape down and
Okay.
pick up the device.
Okay.
And kind of point it out to the others to make sure that they see that.
Did y'all see this obvious blinking thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
I
it's
have it.
It's plot,
It's in my
guys.
hands.
I found it.
I did not witness the plot. I don't know what's
I had a
going on.
grenade.
Do you do the overly large pantomiming of like, I found a thing they can hear?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. Because, pantomime is obviously the classic medium. Podcasting is the obvious medium for pantomime, so this is perfect.
Welcome to the podcast, Aaron.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, if Remy's going to stop and be like, it's a thing, at that point, Cassie will probably be like, well, are you going to pick it up and say hi?
You know what? He tosses it to Cassie.
Then I will make sure it's clean before I stick it in my ear. 'Cause
yeah, it's
nobody ever...
mostly clean.
Is it?
Okay.
Is it like
Oh,
a
no.
little? Is it like one
Nobody
that's
ever does that in
or is
movies.
it like a walkie-talkie?
No, it's about the size of...
So it's not the Stormtrooper issue
no.
from A New Hope.
No.
I thought we were in one of the modern movies.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry.
So you are one of the modern movies, but a lot of the gear isn't. So what this is, it's about the size of 2D batteries. It's like, and it's also kind of shaped like a over cartoonish like pill. So the top part is domed with a red light.
It's
So
shaped like a lozenge.
Is this like the thing Luke used on the murder ball to talk to C-3PO?
Kind of, but
Okay.
bigger.
Then she'll pick it up and go, hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Jeez.
Y'all should walk quieter. I mean, I'm not mad. I think it's great. I'm glad that someone finally showed up.
Thanks for listening. To make sure you don't miss any of our big updates, follow us on Facebook at No Match for a Blaster, or on Twitter at No Match Podcast. If you enjoyed our show, please leave us a review on iTunes. No Match for a Blaster is a podcast by Morality Plays. Star Wars, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion, and Force and Destiny are made by Fantasy Flight Games and Lucas Books. Our theme is by Kevin McLeod, sound effects by Tristan Longren, Vindus, and Akmov. And of course, I want to thank my players, which do a fantastic job every single week. Brandon playing Remy Drobash, Claire playing Cassie Saris, and Bobby playing Kamaya Saris. And special guest star, Aaron Burkett. Thanks again, man. I'd like to thank you, our listeners, and we'll see you again soon in a galaxy far, far away.